मैं हैदराबाद में एक इवेंट करने वाला हूँ 28 अक्टूबर शनिवार को 4:30 से 5 बजे तक। जो उधर मुझे मिलना चाहे वो नीचे दिए हुए जीमेल आईडी में और व्हाट्सएप नंबर में कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं। हैदराबाद moneypage@gmail.com उसका ईमेल एड्रेस है। मैं आपको हैदराबाद में मिलाऊंगा। गुड इवनिंग एंड वेलकम बैक टू पैसा बोलता है। पैसा बोलता है में फिर से आपका स्वागत है। मैं आनंद श्रीनिवासन। आज मेरे भाई के साथ मैं बात करूंगा। अंग्रेजी में ही बात करना पड़ेगा क्योंकि मेरे भाई को हिंदी अच्छा नहीं आता। तो ये क्या बात करेंगे, मार्केट क्यों कल गिरा और इतना तेजी से गिरा। लगभग 250 पॉइंट गिर चुका है। 250 पॉइंट्स, ऑलमोस्ट 250 पॉइंट्स गिर चुका है। स्मॉल कैप इंडेक्स 4% गिरा। क्यों गिरा इसके बारे में आज बात करेंगे। लोग संक्षिप्त में ये बोलेंगे कि अभी बॉन्ड यील्ड्स अमेरिका की सर्ज हो चुकी है, सर्ज होने के कारण ही गिर रही है। लेकिन बॉन्ड यील्ड्स तो कल सर्ज नहीं हुआ है, पिछले 45 दिन से सर्ज हो रही है। अचानक कल क्या हुआ इसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे। तो अगर वो सर्जिंग यील्ड्स ही कारण था तो पिछले 45 दिन में तो मार्केट गिरता रहना चाहिए था, लेकिन गिरा नहीं। क्यों गिरा नहीं और कल क्यों गिरा इसके बारे में मेरे भाई के साथ में बात करूंगा। अभी ये बॉन्ड यील्ड सर्ज क्या हो रहा है कि यूएस में बॉन्ड यील्ड्स जो 0 थी अभी लगातार बढ़ रही है। पहले 2 महीने और 1 साल की तो 5% हो चुकी थी। उसके बाद 2 साल की बॉन्ड भी 5% हो गई। उसके बाद 30 साल की बॉन्ड भी 5% हो गई। लेकिन जो 10 साल की बॉन्ड थी वो लगभग 5 के थोड़े नीचे थी। तो कल या परसों उसने भी 5% पास कर दी। तो मार्केट में बहुत नर्वसनेस आ चुकी थी और वो मार्केट में सेल ऑफ हो गई है। लेकिन मार्केट आवर्स के बाद ये हुआ कि बिल एकमन और बिल ग्रॉस ने, ये दोनों बड़े म्यूचुअल ये बॉन्ड मार्केट के बेयर्स हैं जो बॉन्ड को शॉर्ट किए हुए थे, उन्होंने बोल दिया कि 5% ठीक है, इसके ऊपर ज्यादा नहीं जाएगा। अमेरिका की मईशत इकोनॉमी जो है वो अभी वीक हो रही है। तो अभी हेडलाइन नंबर्स में यहाँ नहीं आ रही है और ये सोचते हैं कि जेरोम पॉल और इंटरेस्ट नहीं बढ़ेगा, इसीलिए 10 साल का लीड यील्ड तो 5% से थोड़ा कम हुआ था। लेकिन मार्केट में तो इसराइल और हमास की जो लड़ाई हो रही है वो एक्सपेंड होने की रिस्क भी है। तो तेल का दाम लगभग $90 एक बैरल पे है। इसमें तो अमेरिका में फ्यूल कॉस्ट बढ़ेगा ही। यूनाइटेड ऑटो वर्कर्स ने अभी स्ट्राइक की थी। फोर्ड के एक प्लांट में स्ट्राइक शुरू की थी। लेकिन अभी क्या हो रहा है, स्टेलेंटिस जो पहले क्राइसलर के नाम से जाना जाता, वहां भी स्ट्राइक शुरू हो गई है। और पिकेट लाइन में क्या हो गया कि जो बाइडेन भी पहुंच गए वो पिकेट लाइन में, और वो भी उन्होंने भी बोला है कि और बड़ा सैलरी बढ़ाओ। सो जो इन्फ्लेशन है वो गुड्स और सर्विसेज से लेके सैलरी तक पहुंच रही है। तो शायद बच जाए कि एक बार इंटरेस्ट और हाइक होगा, उसके बाद खत्म होगा। लेकिन 2025 तक मीनिंगफुल रिडक्शन इन इंटरेस्ट रेट नहीं होगा। सो अगले 15 महीने में बहुत अच्छे अर्निंग्स नहीं होंगे। तो इसकी के बारे में हम विनोद श्रीनिवासन से बात करेंगे। विनोद, व्हाट डू यू थिंक?
I agree with everything what you said, but the question now everyone is asking me on Instagram and on LinkedIn and on Twitter is, Sir said to wait, and we've been waiting patiently, sitting on our war chest. Is this the time Sir has been saying, and I've been thinking it is not yet the time?
No, but this is the time to buy selected stocks, which we have been discussing in our sister channel. You can consider for Tiffin and Coffee.
And which one of those sectors primarily you would look at?
What I would look at is which are companies which are earning in dollars. So I would look at Natco, which has corrected deeply. I would consider that. I would consider Dr. Reddy, which is still very cheap. I will consider Bajaj Auto, which is cheap. I would consider Infosys and then HCL Tech. So these are the stocks I would consider in
these dollar earning companies.
In the dollar earning companies. The other set of companies I would like to consider are which are giving out gold loans. These are companies such as Muthoot Finance and Manappuram Finance, which are very cheap. South Indian Bank, which is a small bank in Kerala, is which I have been bullish on for a long time. And in between I be exited and again re-entered. Is one where I am bullish on, because this is primarily dealing with loans to small people and is very cheap. And of course my perennial favorite ITC. Most people are saying that the best of ITC is behind. In the short run I agree that the best of ITC is behind. But in the long run, ITC's FMCG itself will cross 1 lakh crores. In the long run, meaning 10 years.
Yes.
Less than 10 years. I think it will happen in 7 years. And that itself will generate cash flow of 12 to 13,000 crores. So ITC will become behemoth, which cannot be stopped. So this is a pretty diverse basket with which one can look at. You should not enter big banks like HDFC or ICICI because of the reason that there will be more pressure. Because FIAs will continue to sell. And FIAs, when they continue to sell, they'll sell big.
Yes.
And these are stocks in which they have huge positions already. And they have had it for many years. So they are going to be very profitable. So when they press the exit button, they are going to exit stocks in which they have made a lot of money.
Correct.
Month of October, considering their purchase and sales, they are already sold $1 billion. So they will sell another $1 billion by the time Diwali comes. So you can expect another wave of selling. There could be on tomorrow, when the market opens, a push up, which we call a dead cat bounce, which can take you to 19.5, 19.6 from here. But again, there will be a wave of selling. So what we have to understand, our mantra in both channels, or my mantra is, price is what you pay, value is what you get.
Okay.
Look for value stocks.
Okay, I agree with this. But then the question begs that if FI has been selling so much and market should be far lower than where it is, why is it not?
Market is not far lower because active mutual funds have been regularly buying. Passive funds buy only the Nifty. India does not have a large MF exposure for mid cap and small cap. Most of the price rise has come in small cap and mid cap, and that's where the big fall happened yesterday. The small cap index fell by 4%. There's a massive brutal correction.
Yes.
And that's where I expect more brutal correction. And most of the people in small and micro cap are active mutual funds. So this market has been pushed up by active mutual funds. The funds where you give the fund manager the time to play God. He decides to choose.
So these high net worth individuals don't mind gambling. They give a few crores to these guys.
I do not know. Maybe it's retail investors also. So these retail investors have given money to mutual funds in SIP and they don't think about it.
Correct.
And they have independent financial advisors who advise them.
Correct.
So they don't even know what is the difference between small cap, mid cap and large cap. So those who are in small cap and mid cap will be slaughtered. How much? I don't know. But definitely slaughtered. There will be no returns in the last. Already when we did a small comparison, that day Vinod was telling us, trader Vinod was telling us, that in 2 periods he compared on that day. In a 2-year period, the index returned 6%. And the small cap was not too much. That means in 2 years, max the actual active fund would have made is about 8 or 9%. That will get wiped out now. So then you will be with the net loss. And this is without considering inflation. So my advice to you, you look at a company, you understand the company and you buy it. If you do not know, just buy the index and go to sleep.
Since you talked about FIs and someone is asking, should they have this strategy that they should keep a list of on their watch list companies where FIs have huge holdings in and keep them in the watch list, so when FIs dump them and if the intrinsic value is good, they should be moving in?
There's no way that intrinsic value of HDFC Bank is going to be near good. They have been dumping from 75%, it has come down to 58%. And it is the domestic investors who have just lapped up that.
Okay.
So it has to correct deeply. It has to come quite a bit from where it is today. So we cannot, FIIs are already, if Nestle is 70 times earnings, if Titan is 91 times earnings, it means at 60 times earnings, it doesn't become value.
True.
To become value, it has to drop by at least 50-60%.
True.
So you cannot blindly say FIIs will sell, I will buy. They may be selling a highly overvalued stock, which will be still overvalued when they are selling.
Yes.
So you should know how to calculate value.
Correct.
So for every 1 rupee you are giving, or every 50 paisa you are giving, you should get 1 rupee value.
True.
If you don't do that, in the long term, you will not be profitable.
True. And another thing we should keep in mind is, tell me this is correct, that we should not do sector investing like software or pharmaceuticals.
No.
Because there are pharmaceutical companies which don't get dollar revenue. There are software companies which don't have dollar revenue.
You have to compare. First rule, no debt.
Correct.
Or minimal debt, unless you are a Tata company. Why Tata
They're
is
different. We can't compare.
Because he is generating 10,000 crores per quarter in profit and taking 75% of it as dividend and buyback.
Absolutely true. You can't compare that as a...
Nobody else in India has
No,
a
nobody
company that produces 7,500 crores every quarter.
No one is just spewing cash like that.
Nobody has spewing cash like that. So you leave them out,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So you avoid a company with debt. Because when interest rates go, like Howard Marks says, companies don't become bankrupt because they are not profitable.
True.
Companies become bankrupt because the banker is not willing to refinance them at the same terms.
Correct.
Vedanta is a case in point in that.
True.
Right? So Vedanta is struggling. Vedanta is a profitable company, but it's borrowed too much and nobody wants to finance Anand Agarwal at the same rate.
Correct.
So avoid companies with debt. You should have an understanding of the business. Better stick B2C because you don't know B2B.
Very true.
Right? So B2C is where you stick.
Very true.
Right? Stick to finance companies because they
that too only ones which is related to gold, right?
Related to gold.
Yes.
Or consider small banks which are undervalued.
Which is below book value.
Below book value. Once you stick to, and then if today when I ask people to consider Kalyan Jewellers, they were crying. Today Kalyan Jewellers has taken off.
Correct.
So today I cannot buy gold retailing.
Yes.
But I can buy gold finance.
Correct.
I can buy companies which are earning in dollars. I can buy ITC. This is my large cap play. I don't talk about small cap because I have a following of more than 1 million. So if I talk about a small cap, 1 million people go buy that, will immediately go up.
Yes, it will
distort the market, so I won't do that.
Yes.
So what we can do is you can buy good companies at decent valuation. We can do that.
Yes, and please do remember, this is not advice. We're not asking you to go buy. We're asking you, this is what we're thinking of. This is what we are doing as investors ourselves. And do your research. Talk to your advisors, talk to your friends, whomever you trust. Have a conversation, then make your decisions based on your own intuitions and research. Just don't go by whatever people like me and Anand are sitting on YouTube or social media telling you what to do and what not to do. This is just purely intellectual conversation on what we think the news is, how we would do something, and what we personally do ourselves. So keep that in mind.
Okay, thank you for watching Paisa Bolta है. पैसा बोलता है कि इस पॉडकास्ट को आपने सुना, इसके लिए मैं आपका आभारी हूँ. अगर आप इसको वीडियो को पसंद किए तो इस वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए या हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और बेल नोटिफिकेशन दबाएं. हो सके तो इस वीडियो को अपने दोस्त और रिश्तेदार के पास शेयर करें, उनके इस चैनल के बारे में बात करें. नमस्कार, धन्यवाद, जय हिंद.